This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, good morning. Babu here. I think my screen is visible now. Can you confirm? Okay, so can you confirm me the command prompt? Is it visible? Yeah, okay. Okay, so in the last session, we discussed dictionary concept. So we understood what is dictionary and how to define a dictionary and how to access the values from the dictionary using with the keys. Also, how to replace the values based on the keys. Dictionary is immutable, so we can replace the values. Okay, then dictionary is a iterable. Iteration is possible. Iteration means what? For loop we can use. Let's see this. So iteration. Let me write a script here. So this is the one I'm using here. I want to print these all the things one by one. Means 101 John, 102 Siri, 103 Bob, 104 Sita. Something like this I want to print. When we use the variable name, it prints everything as it is. The dictionary, complete dictionary, it is printing as it is. But our requirement now, I want to print something like 101 John, the next line 101, 102 Siri, the next line 103 Bob, the next line 103, 104 Sita. If I'm using for loop, for I in EMP details, print I, it will only print keys. It is not printing the complete key value. Iteration is possible. But by default, if you are simply using for I in EMP details like this for loop is understanding from the key colon value only keys and it is printing only keys. It is printing only keys. But generally, we know, let's say if you want to print Bob, if you want to print, if you want to display the value Bob, we use 103. If you want to display John, we use 101. So we already have these keys here 101, 102, 103, 104. How to get the value now? Any guess? We have a keys here. How to get the value? Index number. How to use that index number? See, print I is printing all the indexes here, which is actually keys. It's not an index basically, it's a key. So print I is displaying all the keys. But I want to print the values. How to get all the values now? Yeah. Simply we can use, if you want to display one value, we are using EMP details of that key 101. EMP details of 101, it will give you John here. Now in the for loop here, we have already all the keys 101, 102, 103, 104. How to get value now? So the same concept, EMP details of, instead of 101, I'm going to use I. What is I here? I, it contains first time 101, EMP details of 101. It prints done. Then the next iteration 102, I value, EMP details of 102. Then next iteration 103, EMP details of 103, Bob. So now it will print all the keys and values. For example, if you want to print, let's say I want to print 101, something implies John. Implies means somehow I want to print here like a colon, like a equal to, then something greater than symbol. It's like implies. So while printing the output, I want to print output like this, key value. You can write that text between the quotes. So I hope it is clear now for loop how we are using with the dictionary. Right? Now, in this dictionary is now, see, 101 John and 101 is a key. We know that keys are actually unique. The value can be duplicated. Also, one more important thing, the keys here, the keys are unique, values can be anything. Generally, the keys are immutable objects. So only you can use the keys as an immutable object. You cannot use the key as a list. Means the list as a key you cannot use. You can use the key integer value, float value, boolean value, string value, and tuple. You cannot use list as a key. So that you should aware of it. For example, see now, if I write 101 as a list, it is not a valid. Even if it is a unique value, it is not valid. So type error, unhashable type is list. So we cannot provide mutable object for the key. And we can provide that list for the value. So for example, now for 101, the complete John information. So these employee details. So we have a John, and then maybe he is working as a something DevOps engineer, working location India. So now at 101, it is printing the complete John information here. I want to print only DevOps, which is John, which platform he is in DevOps, or which country he is in India. So I can use -1. 101 is a key, of -1 is an index. Because key, we are getting the complete John DevOps India like that. But I want to see only one specific value. Now I can see this. For example, let's say John got some onset. He's actually moving to the USA. So I'm trying to write something -1 is USA now. And then if you check 101, the details here, John DevOps USA, like that. So it replaced. So you can write this list or something, whatever the type you want for the values, but while defining the keys, the keys should be immutable objects. The first code, okay, the first code is here 101 John, 102 Siri, 103 Bob, 104 Sita. This is a one dictionary. If you are using for loop by default we are getting only keys 101, 102, 103, 104. But how to get values? To get a value, we should use key. So EMP details of 101 is actually printing John. If you write EMP details of 102, it will print Siri. EMP details of 103 Bob. EMP details of 104 Sita. Now the I, it contains already 101, 102, 103, 104. I am providing that I directly here EMP details of, instead of 101, 102, 103, 104 separately, this I, it contains already that number, so I am just giving it. So what happens now? First time 101 I value and EMP details of 101 John. The next time it will take 102 I value, EMP details of 102, it will be Siri. The next time it will take 103 I value, EMP details of 103, it will be Bob. Like that it will print. I hope it is clear now. Yeah. Okay. Now we came with something. Okay, I want to define some multiple values, multiple information for the one value. Example is John is employer, but where he is working and then what platform, which location, these are the things I'm writing here. And if you want to replace any specific thing here, you can use the index number, key of index. There is not only key of index, then equal to value. Okay. If you see the dictionary methods, how to check dir of DICT. DICT is a class name. So dir of DICT, these are the dictionary methods. We don't need to by heart, you can just type dir of DICT, you'll get all the dictionary methods. So dictionary methods, print dir of DICT. So what is clear method we know already. It will delete all the keys and values now. See, we discussed already this method. I'm not covering again. We covered this in the list. We covered what is copy method. What is dot copy? It will copy only the values but not the reference. I also gave the task verify in the Google what is hard copy, those things. I don't know how many people verified. So copy here, dot copy is actually what? It will copy only keys and values but not the object. So these two we know. And we will see the remaining now. What is get? First we will try to understand what is get method. So get method is something traditional. Like see the traditional way, something traditional way we use like this. For example, If I want to print John, that is a value 101 we used. That is a directly between a square bracket we used key and then we got a value. Between a square bracket we used key and we got a value. That is John. So this is something traditional method. Since long, like everyone use this. But in Python 3, it introduced one method called get. So what is this get? To get the value based on key. So you can provide a key using with this get. So this is one way, or you can use print emp details dot get off. If you are using get, then you can simply use 101 like this. So dot get of 101 again prints the same result. This is something professional, means we have a method, we can use that method to get the value based on the index, sorry, based on the key. So this is a key based, right, based on the key. Okay, then what is the next one here? Items. Items method, it will take one key, one value as a one tuple. For example, see, we have a 101 John, 102 Siri, 103 Bob, 104 Sita. What this items method will do, it will take one key, one value. It will take one key, one value as a one tuple. Again, one key, another value. Again, another key, another value. Another key, another value. For example, x equal to emp details and here emp details dot items. If you write this result, I am assigning to the x variable. Now see the x variable what it contains. So the x variable, it contains what? This is a, see, 101 John is a one tuple. 102 Siri is another tuple. 103 Bob, 104 Sita. But everything now it is in the list. Inside the list, it converted like that. Inside the list, key value it is in the tuple. Key value, another key value, another key value. So what is the use of this? The use of this, we can simply use iteration. So now check here. I'm using employee details. For loop I'm using. And let's say I'm going to use something keys, or let's say first for I in emp details and then print I. So what it prints only keys. We already discussed. But I'm going to use now emp details dot items, the method I'm using. So when we use a method, what is this method is doing? It is taking each and key and value as a one tuple. Now the result we can see 101 John, 102 Siri, 103 Bob, 104 Sita. We observed everything it is taking in a list, each key value as a one tuple. So this iteration now it applied on the list, and from that list it is taking each and every value one by one it is printing. But I don't want to print like tuple format here. I want to print 101 John, 102 Siri directly. So what you can do, you can modify something like this key like I comma j. So I comma j. Instead of just taking the entire value in one variable, I'm trying to take 101 into I, John into j. Or for better understanding, you can write something k comma v, which is a keys comma values like that I am treating. What k contains now? 101, v contains John. The next time 102 Siri. The next line 103 Bob. So we are assigning 101 to the k, John to the v. So print this k comma v here. So this is possible if you are using dot items method like this. Okay, we are getting at a time both. Now you can see 101 John, 102 Siri, 103 Bob, and Sita. And you can write whatever the style you want. Let's say I want to print something like this. So the dot items method we are using to perform with for loop to print all the keys and values from the dictionary. So that is the actual usage of this method. And this is not the best practice to get all the keys and values. Always we use with the combination of dot items if you are using a for loop to print all the keys and values. I hope it is clear now. That is items method. Okay. To get all keys and values. So here we use items method to perform iteration in general, right? And then what is the next method here? The next method is keys. The keys method, it just display only keys. Only keys, if you want, we can use this. Similarly, there is another method called values. See, display only values. If you want to display only values, then this is the one. Let me check here. I'm writing some variable name employee details dot keys. Another variable name employee details dot values. Print k, print v. So k it contains only dictionary keys. B it contains only values. So only keys are only values if you want to access. And this method it will help. And what else we have? So pop. So pop we understood that by default it deletes one value in the list. But how about here in the dictionary? So pop is not by default to delete here. So there are two things. One is pop and one is pop item. So if you are using pop, see, emp details dot pop of 101. So specific key we should provide. If you provide a specific key, now you can see here 101 it already deleted, 101 John deleted. Based on the key, we are deleting the value with pop. So key value both it deletes. So pop of 101 it deleted 101 John, and then I am just executing this for loop, whatever we covered already. Then it is printing 102, 103, 104. What is pop item then? So pop item by default it will delete the last key, last value. Now check here I am using pop item. So this method it will delete by default last key, last value. That means 104 it deletes. Pop item is a method by default it deletes the last key, last value. What is pop? Pop we should provide explicitly which key and value you want to delete. Here is the example. Okay, now what is set default? and then update. So set default is something, let's say for example, I want to replace some value. If I want to replace value, what we did, something emp details of 101 equal to, and then Ravi, like this way. So John replaced with Ravi now is okay. But now I want to check 103. If 103 exists already, I don't want to replace. If 103 already exists, I don't want to replace. So now two ways we can check whether this 103 exists or not. So we actually discussed one operator, how to check the given key exists or not. Tell me, what is that operator? How to check the given key? I want to check 103 exists or not. How we can check that? Anusha, in operator. That is correct. Excellent. So we use in, right? So I'm checking here 103, print 103 in emp details. It will give you true or false. If the key exists, true. If the key exists, true. If the key not exists, then false. Let's say I'm using here 107. Not exists, then false. So this is one way we can verify or we can validate the key exists or not. If not exists, then we can go and use that key to insert a new key, new value. Or the other way, now let's say if I use set default. Set default is something it will verify the key exists or not. See now x equal to emp details dot set default. I'm trying to write 101 Ravi. So this is exist. So what it prints now, 101 value, it will not take as a Ravi, it will take as a John on. Because it is saying that okay, this key already exists, I don't want to replace. Now x1 I'm writing emp details dot set default of 105, then Ravi. Now if you check what is x1 here, now the key 105 not exist. Set default, it understands okay, this key is not exist, go and insert this value as a Ravi. But where it inserted in the original object itself, we can print now. Now if we check here, first time it is actually checking 101, but the key exists, so it is taking the existing value on. 105 set default, 105 is not available, it inserted this key value. So set default here, checking the key exists or not. If not exist, it will insert. If it has already exist, it ignore. And then update. So the update method, like a extend method in list. Update method is like a extend method. Let's say I want to append multiple keys and values. Maybe I have a new dictionary, something 105 from 106 colon sorry. So simply you can use emp details dot update of new dictionary. So it will update these new keys and values to the existing variable, that is employee details. You can also write like somewhere does not match opening parenthesis. It should be closed parenthesis. Now we can see the new dictionary it appended, right? Okay, so the last one here, from keys, very rare we use, but what is the actually use of from keys? So from keys something like let's say from keys directly we are not using for the dictionaries. Assume that we have something student names. Student names, I'm taking John, Siri, the same names here what we have, Bob, Sita. So these are student names, and assume everyone joined course Python. Now I want to write as a dictionary the student names as a key, course name as a value. Now x equal to dict dot from keys. This is how we use. We are not using for the dictionary variable. If we have a variables like this, two different variables and one with a list of values, and I want to treat this John as a key and Python as a value, Siri as a key, Python as a value, and then you can use dict dot from keys, and then you provide that student names as a key, course as a value, and now check this x dot items. So what X contains now all the keys and values. It should be like this: John Python, Siri Python, Bob Python, Sita Python. This is how we use. Okay. So hope it is clear now. The last variable is set variable, SCT. Okay. I'll just give you idea what is SCT, but all the set methods you can try your own, because we know how to check all the methods and then how to use the methods. So if you go through that, you'll get idea like all the set methods one by one, or you can just search it from somewhere Google. Okay. But first, what is set? See, let's say, for example, I want to work with some mathematical operators. We have a mathematics concept called sets. So it is similar. If you check set in mathematics, so the collection of distinct, well-defined objects forming a group is called set. There can be any number of items, be it collection of whole numbers, months of year, types of words, and so on, something like that. If you check here, I think this image is visible. So you can see there is a set A, set B. So A set is 1, 2, 3, and set B is 3, 4, 7. And how they define this set? It's something between a curly bracket. So set A equal to curly bracket 1, 2, 3, set B 3, 4, 5, 3, 5, 7, curly bracket. This is same here as well. See, between a curly brackets it defined 3, 6, 91. These are elements defining between a curly brackets. And when we use this, we can perform something like this, like joint, subset, union. These are all the functions. It's a completely mathematical concept. The similar type of behavior, if you want to do with Python, you can use set. So set is again collection of any data item. So it is a collection of any data items like list, like tuple. But defining the set is different. Purpose of the set is different. So if you want to perform like a mathematical set operations, then we can use this. And when we define a set, one important thing is set always it takes only non-duplicate items. See, there is a collection of data items. Set is a collection of items with no duplicate values. With no duplicate items. So which means it is only accepts unique values. Set must contains only unique values. While defining, we can define it duplicate, but it will not accept while displaying. It will display only unique values. Now, how we are defining set? We can define between a curly bracket with the comma separated values. See, same curly brackets we are also using for the dictionary. But while defining the set, it is comma separated. While defining the dictionary, it is a key colon value. So example S1 equal to, if you write 10 comma 20 comma 30, this is a set. D1 equal to, if you write something 10 colon ABC, this is a dictionary. So set you can define directly curly brackets of 10 comma 20 comma 30 like that, or you can say this is a set here and it's a dictionary here, right? Or you can also write set of. So using with the keyword set also you can define. So sometimes let's say if you want to define some empty set, So like empty set, how we can define? If you simply write curly brackets, it understands that empty dictionary. But I want to define an empty set, then you can just use set of open and closed parentheses. This is called empty set. For example, see, create x equal to open and closed parentheses. What is the type of this? So the type is dictionary. The priority, the highest priority when we define a curly bracket, it's for a dictionary only, because the dictionary is used and we use most of the times, and we understood there is a lot of usage with the dictionary. But what is set here? Set we are using for to perform something like set type of mathematical operations. It's a less priority. That's the reason if you define something curly bracket directly, it treats this as a dictionary, empty dictionary here. But how we can define now empty set? So for that we use keyword. But how, see here, k equal to set of print k. So let's see whether it accepts or not. Print type of k. Generally we use two curly brackets, but okay, you can see set, it is set. So there is an empty set. Now, for example, I am just writing S1 equal to, we can also define set like this with the set name. So set of open and closed parentheses. Inside this, you can write whatever the values you want. Let's say I want something like this. A, B, and C I want to use as a set. The first set of open and closed parentheses, inside that again one more open and closed parentheses. The print S1 and then print type of S1. This is one way to define with the multiple values for the set. I can see while printing, it is printing in a curly bracket only. This is one way. Or you can simply write S2 equal to curly brackets of, let's say, 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40. This is also fine with the comma separator. We are understanding multiple ways how we can define set. If you want to define empty set, it should be with keyword set only. By default, curly brackets, if you write without any values, it understands like a dictionary. So the same keyword set can be used to define multiple values. Of course, it is possible. This is the way we can define. Without using set, can we define a set with values? Yes, it is possible. You need to write between a curly bracket. Okay, now say again. I'm writing S1, having some values 10, 20, 30, 10 comma 10 comma 10 comma 10. So I said that set is actually non-duplicate. But I define here duplicate values. If you define a duplicate values, at the time of defining the duplicate values, there is no problem, but only thing is at the time of display, it will ignore the duplicates. It only prints the unique, which means from this, out of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens, it will print only 1 10. So the output here is 10, 20, 30. The reason is it is taking only, it is eliminating the duplicates. Eliminating the duplicates, printing only unique values. Now, in this case, if you understand the concept here, in this case, indexing is not possible. Why indexing is not possible? Let's say, for example, if you write a list with the same values, it accepts each and every value. And if I use -1, it will print 10. If I use 0, it will print 10 in the list. But what the set is understanding, set it is not taking the duplicates, it is only taking the unique values. If it is taking unique values now, there are only 3 indexes, but how many values we define? This many values. So the confusion now. That's the reason set it will not accept indexing. So set is unindexed. Unindexed. Whatever spelling. Indexed. Okay. Indexing not possible here. So what is the reason we discussed just now? It's a unindexed. If you have a duplicate values, it is taking only unique values. And also one more important thing, set it will never print in order. For example, see, I'm taking 10, 20, 30, and then let's say 40, then 11, 22, 33. Print S1. I defined all single separate values only, but if you check the output, it actually prints always unordered. So since it is printing unordered and ignoring the means eliminating the duplicate, how indexing is possible, right? Indexing not possible because it is taking some random order. Which order we don't know. Maybe if you execute another time again one more time, it may print different order. That is how it behaves. That is the behavior of set. So set is unordered, unordered, not printing in order, and indexing not possible, non-duplicate data items. Iteration is possible. Okay, set is iterable, set is mutable. You can also edit. But see, set is unchangeable. Now we need to understand the meaning for this unchangeable. Unchangeable, right? What is unchangeable? I told that it is a mutable. Mutable means what? We can edit the data. But unchangeable is something, indexing is not possible. So we cannot point out to the specific value and replace with the new value. That is what I'm trying to say. So here, let's say I want to replace this 10 with 100, not possible. That is called unchangeable. Adding the data is possible. Changing the one value with a new value, not possible. Because indexing is not available here. I hope this is clear now. Unchangeable means the specific value we cannot replace. Indexing is not possible. Okay, iteration we will see. So simply you can use for I in S1. Print I. It printing like iteration. So I have a values here, A value 1 to 3, B value 3, 5, 7. I'm taking this now, two sets, A and B set. It is a set, 1, comma 2, comma 3. There is a B set, 3, 5, 7. Okay. There are two sets now. Now, whenever if you use this something union, union means what? The values which are available in A as well as which are available in B. Union is nothing but combination of A and B. Output it should print something 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. And we have intersection. Intersection is what? The values which are common in both A and B. Only 3. That is called intersection, right? So these methods available here in set. Now if you go and check here set methods, dir of set, You can see the methods here. So set methods. Print dir of set. Now check here, we have a something union intersection, right? There is a union, there is intersection. These methods we have. Different methods. What is add? Let's say I want to add a new value. You can use add method. Add of something. It will add to the existing set and it will add in the same reference object. That's the reason we are calling as immutable. See, let's first try to understand this union and intersection then. Union, intersection. So print a dot union of this obvious b. Print a dot intersection of b. So a dot union of b, it should be like a combination of a and b values 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Intersection is nothing but common values between this a and b, right? It should be only 3. See, this is the result. But is it reflect directly in the original object? So I am finding every time a dot, right? So which means for the a variable, I'm based on the a variable, I'm validating. But is it reflect in the original object? No. A values, it will be 1, 2, 3 only. If you want to replace directly in the original object, we have some methods like this underscore update. See, underscore update. So what is this underscore update? Underscore update, it will update in the original object. For example, we performed intersection. What is intersection? It's a common values between this A and B. What is the common value? 3 is a common value. If you write A dot intersection of B just to display, so I displayed already. But A, it contains 1, 2, 3 only. But if you write A dot intersection of update, this is a method of B, now it is updating in original object. Now if you check print A, the value will be 3. Say I'm checking A, but previously the A value is actually what 1, 2, 3. But now it is 3 because it updated in the original object. So whenever if you are using any underscore update, it will update in the original object. Same way you can check the difference. So what is the difference between A and B? It will print only the different values. So we have to try these all the things because we know how to work with methods. Right. So print A dot difference of B. Check what are the different comparing with A the B value. See, I'm actually taking A variable with the difference of B. So what are the values difference in A now comparing with B, which is 1, 2. Only 1, 2, right? 1, 2 is the difference. 3 is common. We are checking based on A. If we check based on B, and then in the B, 3 is a common value, 5, 7 is a difference. So B dot difference of A, it will be 5, 7. I want to compare both 1, 2, 5, 7, I want to print at a time. Which means A dot difference of B, B dot difference of A at a time with one step. You can use print A dot symmetric difference of B. So what is symmetric difference here? There is a method, right? Symmetric difference. What is symmetric difference? It compares A dot difference of B as well as B dot difference of A at a time. What will be the output now? It will print first A dot difference of B 1, 2 and immediately it checks B dot difference of A 5, 7. Output will be 1, 2, 5, 7 now. That is symmetric difference. But is it updating in original object? No. When it will update? If you are using something underscore. Symmetric difference update, if you are using this result, it will update in a variable. See a dot symmetric difference update of B. So now it updated in the original object. But before updating, if you check here, what is A value? It's still 1, 2, 3. But after update, what will be the result now? It will be a 1, 2, 5, 7. See, before update, after update, it replaced the original object. So like that, you try this all the other methods, you'll get idea. So what is add? Add of something, you can add it. Clear method we know, copy method we know. Difference we discussed. Just try difference update, it will update in the original object. Intersection we discussed, intersection update we discussed. Whatever, if it starts with is, this is something like it will give you Boolean value, like is subset, is superset. For example, see, I'm writing x equal to 10, 20, 30, 40. Y equal to, I'm just writing 10, 20. So y is a subset for x. X is a superset for y. Because all the values, whatever we have in y, it is available in x. That is the reason x is a superset, y is a subset. So I'm checking y dot is subset of x. Y dot is subset of x. If it is true, then it will give you Boolean value true, or if it is false, it will print false. So it is subset. Y is a subset of x is true. 10, 20, right? It is available here. But y is not superset. Y is not superset for x. But x is a superset for y. So you can use x dot is superset of y. Yes, true. If I write now, for example, x dot is subset of y, false. So x is not a subset, it is actually superset. It will give you false. Like that, it will just give the Boolean value. And what else we have? Pop, again, you can check that pop random value, it will delete because it's unordered generally. And remove, we know based on the specific value, if you want to delete, you can use this remove. Symmetric difference, just now we discussed. Union we discussed. Update is a method if you want to add multiple values. So add is a single value. Update of some set, if you provide, it will add multiple values to the existing set. So I hope it is clear now. You can go through this, all the other methods, whatever we like add method, update method, you try it. Any questions now? With this, we completed all the complete data structures. Okay. So tomorrow we'll start file handling concept. So why this message is here like this? Fine. So tomorrow we'll start file handling. Yeah. So recordings and notes, I'll try to share it today. Thank you then. Thank you all. Have a great day.